The Mercurius Mind presents to you our weekly dose of inspirational teachings. So sit back, listen, and thrive. And please, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get notification every time we release a new dose. Let's go!
Today, I'm going to be teaching on the subject, how do you invest your attention? For those of you who know me very well, you can tell that I love questions. If you're very observant, you will realize that most of my topics, the topics of my teachings are mostly questions. And that's because questions create an avenue for different perspectives. Many times question drives a nail through the wood and causes you to discover yourself. It causes you self-discovery and awareness. And that is, when you're asking the right questions. And questions also helps you to identify the gaps in knowledge and understanding. This statement that I'm about to make right now might sound ironic, but it is very true. Sometimes people don't understand what they know. That you have a knowledge of something doesn't mean you truly understand it. For example, I'm a lover of psychology. I read any book on psychology that I can lay my hands on. But that doesn't mean that I understand all the books that I've read on psychology. I might know or be familiar with the terms and words, but that doesn't equal understanding. And another thing that question does is it helps you to bridge and close that gap. Now, that being said, the question now is, how do you invest your attention? If someone walk up to you right now and asks you to take a stock of your attention for the day, do you think that is something you could do? Before I go any further, I want you to write this thing down because it's very important. It is impossible to misuse your time if you invest your attentions wisely and properly. Time is a great commodity. Time is a valuable currency, like we all know. Almost everything and anything hangs on the thread of time. But listen, everyone has 24 hours in a day, rich, poor, young or old, everybody. So that makes time general, but attention is personal. So what you pay attention to is personal to you. So I want you to listen to this part very carefully because this will cause a breakthrough in your life. The reason I said it is impossible to misuse time when you invest your attention properly or wisely is that attention requires focus, energy, and time. And since your attention is personal to you, it will cause you to treat time as personal commodity, not as general commodity anymore. You wouldn't be making this statement anymore. Everyone has 24 hours. Rather, your statement will be, I have 24 hours. And once you realize that this is personal, your time is your personal time, it will help you to use it wisely. It will make you not to care much about what the next man does with his 24 hours. And also, it will cause you not to allow anyone to mess around or waste your personal time, which is your commodity. Now, I need you to digest this very well. You can rewind it and listen to it again for you to understand that now, when you direct your attention or invest your attention wisely, it helps you to manage your time. It helps you to use your time very well. Now, this question again, how do you invest your attention? If someone walked up to you and said, can you give me an account of that? How do you invest your attention for the day? I need you to think deeply about that. If you want to write it down, examine yourself for 24 hours. What do you do with your 24-hour period? Where do you focus your attention on? What takes most of your attention in 24 hours? Remember, you can't focus your attention on two things at the same time. We call that multiprocessing. And when you are multiprocessing, you can't pay attention. So attention, when you're focusing on attention, it requires a particular thing at a particular time. In psychology, they define attention as the concentration of awareness on some phenomenon to the exclusion of other stimuli. This means concentrating on a discrete aspect of information or task. It can be subjective, it can be objective, but if you want to focus your attention or invest your attention wisely, you must ignore other perceivable information or tasks. It simply means no room for distraction. So listen, let me break this down a little bit. Let me bring it down to our normal life and be very frank. If you are in a place or in a relationship that you are not needed, please leave that place or leave that relationship. You need to invest that attention to something else that will make you more productive. Listen, let me tell you this secret. This life is like a puzzle, and everyone is a piece of the puzzle. So there's always a place that you fit in. So instead of you using your energy, your strength, and your time to force yourself to fit in where you don't, why don't you reinvest such energy, strength, and time and find out where you are the missing puzzle so that you can fit in easily? No matter who you are, there is always a place that you are needed. So start today to invest your attention wisely so you can be productive both with your time and in your life. You can write this thing down, it's very important. There are common traps that you need to avoid if you want to invest your attention very wisely. So write these traps down. Number 1, avoid low priority activities. Listen, that something is good doesn't mean you are the one to do it. Sometimes you have to leave what is good to do what is right. Also, avoid unproductive thoughts. Our thoughts takes most of our time. Our thoughts takes most of our attention. It drains us. So if you find yourself thinking unproductive thoughts, you have to snap out of it immediately, because the further you focus on thoughts that are unproductive, the more your time is being wasted, the more you don't utilize your time very well. And thirdly, learn how to accept the things that you cannot change, and that includes people. You cannot invest your time and energy in trying to change something that can't be changed, or trying to change someone that doesn't want to change. So remember, your attention is a valuable form of currency. So choose to spend it wisely. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Do have a great day, and I will see you next week.